the survival data shows lobectomy is better than VEG and symptomatectomy. But I think in the daily practice, if you see a patient with not a great health conditions, you might just be a little bit more conservative and maybe just doing some VEG sections because that's the actual one is not probably not worth it. But if you have a healthy young patient, which you know that the patient will go very far, probably lobectomy will be safer. But I think it's more of a surgical call.
No, a wedge excision is 100 times easier than a lobectomy. I mean, it's very simple. You can get the first-year resident to do a wedge excision. Very simple operation compared to a lobectomy, but you don't sample the mediastinal of lymph nodes. You don't get the entire drainage of that lobe. But the rates of the curative rate is not that much different. I mean, it's a little bit better, but not a huge difference. So a lot of times we'll do a wedge in somebody who's got just terrible lung function and a peripheral lesion. You take out a minuscule amount of lung with that peripheral lesion. You really have a peripheral nodule versus a central nodule. A peripheral nodule with a wedge excision, you really take out a minimal amount of lung and leave a lot of lung still functional. And when you do the stapler, how much damage do you do to the surrounding lung versus the nodule? I mean, when you measure the PFTs after, or is there much damage done, or do you see insignificant?
I would say for the patients who don't have interstitial fibrosis, it's not as significant because we have enough data that we know part of the radiation with the low-dose area will be not that detrimental to the overall pulmonary function. So I haven't seen many patients develop any toxicities if we're meeting all the parameters we're meeting. But I believe if the patient with underlying lung issues, then this radiation will indeed be a little bit more problematic. But for majority, I don't think radiation poses a big threat for the pulmonary function. Again, the real challenge for the centrally located tumor, when the tumor is close to the bronchus, that's where the problem will arise.
And that's our problem too with centrally located lesions. So, yeah, when you have a centrally located tumor, a lot of times it's difficult to decide preoperatively. You get this with a lobectomy versus a pneumonectomy. Pneumonectomy, a lobectomy, almost every, I've actually gone to not even doing PFTs for people that are going to get lobectomies. Everybody can tolerate a lobectomy. Everybody. Pneumonectomy is a totally different animal. That's a totally different animal. And so you really have to distinguish preoperatively who would need a pneumonectomy versus a lobectomy. And sometimes it's hard to do. Preoperatively, you can do it bronchoscopically sometimes, but sometimes you have a lesion that's not in the bronchus that's centrally located. Because of its central location, you don't know if you can get it out with a lobectomy versus a pneumonectomy. And so on those, sometimes you're stuck with exploration and deciding at the time of surgery. But I know in a lot of the old data, the pneumonectomies, the risk weren't that much higher than lobectomies, but I don't really think that's true. I think pneumonectomy is an operation that leaves the patient, when they do survive, it leaves the patient compromised, significantly.
Sure, and with more and more cases as SBRT of the lung, it became very safe for the peripherally located tumor. And for the centrally located tumor, it can be done. It just has to be in good hands, and you need very good equipment because the major challenge for us is that tumor is moving all the time. We tend to think that we can radiate and you're just like shooting a target. Is not the case. You can see the tumor running up and down all the time. So the key there is to check the tumor and make sure that we either create a bigger parameter by shooting more tissue and make sure that we include tumor no matter what, or we can just track the tumor with better techniques. So these are the key things that developed in the last 5 years that made SABRE a little bit more feasible. And in the beginning, if you turn back about 15, 10 years ago, the SABRE technique was not really developed, so you can see a big difference in this data. Now, the advancement of radiation is approaching surgery little by little. So, but I think still the gold standard is surgery because that just removes everything. Radiation is still, in good centers, have 90% chance of local control, which is already very good, but it's not like 100% because either tumor or poor technique or something happens that we're not sure.
Questions from the audience or comments?
You did much with neoadjuvant chemoradiation prior, so this is not SBRT, but locally advanced lung cancer.
Well, a lot of times we don't think we can get it out. We'll give you radiation therapy pre-op. Well, we're not waiting to do that. But we'll ask for radiation therapy pre-op. Depending on the PFTs, I think most thoracic surgeons feel for lung cancer, the best option is really to take it out and get the sampling of the lymph nodes, and then go with whatever radiation and chemo afterwards, depending on what turns up on the lymph nodes. But now, if someone has positive venous stenostomy, we'll definitely send those people for radiation chemotherapy pre-op and then see what they look like afterwards on the PET scan. But I'm talking about the patient with a negative venous stenostomy. We'll go to surgery first.
Sure, for locally advanced, for 3A patients, we have many options, right? One is chemoradiation, the other one is little bit of chemoradiation followed by surgery. And then some places do neoadjuvant chemo followed by surgery. But in the end, I think 3A still benefit from surgery because that's the more tumor burden you can get out with surgery, the better. Chemoradiation can be done, but in my opinion, that anything that's gross, the best thing to tackle that is always surgery to take it out. And radiation is much better used when you have residual disease. So for 3A, if possible, I would push them to that neoadjuvant followed by surgery. But provided they're positive immediate sign up, if they're not positive immediate sign up, that downstage the patient, surgery should come in first because you really have no indication to start with radiation and all of that.
And then the one peripheral lesion that we always had mentioned was pancreas. Those are particularly difficult for us to treat surgically, and I guess using radiation, I don't know if the cyanide or the SABRE is good for that or not, but those are particularly difficult tumors, and we always send them for pre-op chemo and radiation, and I can't remember one ever coming back for surgical resection.
Pancreas probably will be a SABRE candidate. Pancreas tumor needs conventional chemoradiation. Is that a possibility in the future? Probably not, because pancreas frequently involves the nerve, and then if you give high dose ablative, that's probably going to at the same time kill the nerve. I think there's no good indication for SABRE in that case, and for pancreas it won't do really well. So you really need trimodality